is a section of the early Christian Bible that was removed in the 4th century A.D. So it was edited away from the original Bible. It is the Gospel of Thomas. And the Gospel of Thomas is the depiction of the words of Jesus describing to his disciples the power of emotion and the power of the human heart to heal our bodies and to connect with one another. It's written in the Gospel of Thomas. If you have the opportunity to read the Gospel of Thomas, I think you will be amazed. Now that we have had this time together, how very clear the Master was telling his disciples of the power of the human heart to connect people and to heal our bodies. But this information goes back long before even the Christian traditions. It goes back into those ancient traditions, and we find it throughout. I've had the opportunity to share time with the people that live what's written in the books. I've had time to be with the people who live the traditions that are preserved in the monasteries. These are sadhus, S-A-D-H-U is how we say this for our translation. Yes? These are sadhus in northern Nepal. They are living the traditions, the Hindu traditions that were left in those libraries. These are the tantric masters in northern India. Doesn't that man look intense? Very intense look on his face. He is covered with the ash of the bodies that have been cremated through the day, and his job is to help the soul move from this world to the next world through the cremation. I've been with these people. We share meals together. I've been with these people when their children are born. I've been with them when their families have died. I've been with them in the revolutions in their country. And it's in the human experience, the experience of one person sharing time with another, is where the deep trust begins. And in that trust, it is where these people are comfortable sharing what's in the library, what's in the texts, sharing their most sacred traditions. I've been with the abbots and the monks and the nuns in Tibet. We've been with the shaman in Peru. You've seen this man earlier. With these people, and I want to talk just a little bit about this man. He is of a very rare lineage that is called La Condon. He is 100% pure native blood. There is no Spanish blood. He is not mestizo. He is 100% of this lineage, and there are only about 600 of these people left that carry the wisdom of their ancestors now into the modern world. And it's all based in the power of the human heart. The human heart, it's like the secret the whole world knows except us in the modern world. It's like the secret that everyone knows and the modern world has forgotten. I've had the opportunity to be with the women who anchor the feminine wisdom, the amazing wisdom of the human heart and intuition from the past, the Quechuan women in Bolivia and Peru. So the point of this conversation is that for 5,000 years, our ancestors answered the question, who am I? Who are we? For 5,000 years, our ancestors answered the question in their way. And they answered the question in a way that worked for them very well. It wasn't science. It was not science, but it worked. We live in the modern world, and we rely upon science. Science is a very young way of exploring the world. Science is only about 300 years old. For 300 years, science has tried to answer the question, who are we? And one of the things that I find so interesting is that science has now, in the 21st century, arrived at the place where the ancient traditions begin. Science now has concluded that everything is connected. Quantum physics tells us everything is connected. For 300 years, science has been arguing, are we connected? Are we separate? How does the world work? Now, for 300 years, they've been trying to figure this out. And now, science is in agreement that everything is connected. The controversy is how deep the connection goes. How much influence do we have in the connection? But science now has arrived at the place where they agree everything is connected through the quantum field. That is the place where the ancient traditions began 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago, the traditions began. They said, of course everything's connected. They didn't spend 5,000 years trying to prove it. Our ancestors spent 5,000 years learning to apply that connection in their lives. How do we apply this connection? How do we benefit from this connection? So for 300 years, science has been trying to answer the question, who are we? Science now answers the question with these 6 keys. This is an inverted pyramid, an upside-down pyramid. Science is answering what are called the 6 perennial questions, the big questions of life, beginning at the bottom. Number 1, where does life come from? What is the origin of life? Number 2, what is the origin of human life? Because maybe human life does not come from where other life comes from. Number 3, what is our relationship to the body? Number 4, what is our relationship to the world beyond our body? Number 5, what is our relationship to the past? Number 6, how do we solve our problems? Okay, these are the questions called the perennial questions. All civilizations, all religions, every organization that asks people to believe them and follow them must answer these questions.